Welcome to the walkthrough of the Elven.js library that lets you interact with the MultiversX blockchain. It is designed to be used with static websites and is not limited only to that. It doesn't require build steps and can be used as a script from CDN. We will start with a simple HTML boilerplate. Let's quickly prepare the HTML structure for our site. We'll need some basic styles too. We'll get back to it later. Elven.js can be included in any static website by importing the script file from CDN or the local file system. This is all you need to get access to the library. It doesn't require additional build steps. After importing the Elven.js, we need to initialize it. We need a couple of essential configuration settings like the chain type, which could be the devnet, testnet, or mainnet. We will work on the devnet, so don't worry, you won't use it with real money. You can check if everything goes well at any time. You can console log things and check them in the browser. Don't forget about the documentation, which you'll find at ElevenJS.com. It is always good to check the SDK docs and recipes there. For demo purposes, we will use the HTTP server npm library. The tool prepares a local server to serve our static page at localhost 8080 in the browser. Later, for the actual website, you'll use your hosting provider, like Netlify, for real websites and upload files. It should work the same way. Okay, it seems that everything looks good till now. Let's prepare the connect and disconnect buttons. There will be unstyled buttons for now. The only styles we need are the styles responsible for the visibility of the buttons, depending on the current connection state. The Elven.js lets you use 4 different signing methods using official signing providers. We will use a browser extension wallet here. You can also integrate the mobile app signing or web wallet. Let's define click event handlers for our buttons. Let's start with the login, or I should say connect action. We need a standard event handler to call the Elven.js login method with the chosen signing provider. In this case, the browser extension. To have some control over our user interface, we need to add some more callbacks in the Elven.js initialization. Callbacks are responsible for logging in states like start, success, and failure. We can implement the logic for our UI changes based on the connection state. As always, you can jump into the ElevenJS.com to copy things. Let's check if our callbacks will be triggered in the browser's console. Nope, something is wrong here. There is a problem somewhere in our implementation. Let's check what could be wrong. Oh yes, we don't have a proper event handler here. Let's quickly fix it. Now everything should work. We should see the console logs triggered through our Elven.js callback functions. Yep, here they are. We have a callback result for connection start and the one for connection success. You'll also find all required data in the local storage like auth token, address, balance, and current nonce. We are connected. The disconnect functionality is very similar. We also need a button and event listener. Additionally, we must implement some styles to react to the connection state changes. We want to toggle the visibility of the connect and disconnect buttons. This can be done in many different ways. Let's start with a simple one and see how it'll go. I'm never sure of the best way to implement UI state changes. I guess we will use a simple hide show function that will toggle the class name responsible for setting display on buttons. Let's go with this and check how it looks later. It should be a function somewhere here? I don't know. Let's call it somehow and implement the add remove class logic. We need to have a state as an argument, and based on that, we will set the visibility of the buttons. We want to hide the connect button for the connected state, and for the disconnected state, we want to hide the disconnect button. That should do for now. We should have 2 buttons ready to handle our connection logic. Now, we need to use the function in our callbacks, because now it does nothing for us. Let's add it to the callbacks. Actually, let's change its name to be more descriptive. The state is logged in or logged out in this case. Okay, let's see how it works now. The connect and disconnect buttons' visibility should depend on the current connection state. Looks like something is still wrong with the implementation. Let's try to fix it. Our connect button is still visible because we haven't implemented the CSS logic to hide it. Hey, let's try something. Initially, we could hide all the buttons and operate only on the visible class. Let's see if this will be enough. If not, we will iterate on that later. Oh, damn, CS is hard. Okay, it looks good. We can see that the connect button shows first, then the disconnect button shows after the initial state changes to connected. Remember that we are still connected. The Elven.js library reconnects us on each hard refresh until we disconnect or the expiration time passes. This is why the disconnect button shows. Next, we need to attach the event listener to the disconnect button. Let's look at the docs quickly because we will also need the logout disconnect callbacks in the Elven.js init function. We will also add our UI state helper function to the logout callbacks. We will need the same functionality, but the logic needs to be reversed. We are missing one crucial UI state, the pending state. We need to inform the user that the connecting process is pending. The simplest way would be to prepare a similar helper function to show and hide the pending element in UI. Well, it's not beautiful, but let's see how it goes. Again, we have the function but don't do anything with it. Let's add it to our callbacks. We will need to set the pending state to true on each start callback and set it to false in ending callbacks like success and failure. Look how ugly it is, but hey, it works. Let's see what we can do to make it look better. I think we can replace the labels for the button with pending. This will make it look better. There is also a problem with the initial state of the connect button when we are not connected and we refresh the page. After refreshing, we must check if an address is saved in the local storage. If so, we won't do anything, but if there isn't an address, we need to show the connect button, which is hidden by default. Elven.js gives you access to the local storage data by storage getters. You can check if there is an address, meaning you are connected. We need that information to show the connect button for unconnected accounts. Now we have it. It's still without clean CSS styling, but looks better from the user experience perspective. Okay, that's it for now. We will add the form and styles in the following video. See you soon. Thanks.